everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's lovely to see all of you here, and it's really, really a pleasure to welcome everyone. I see that we have many visitors from, I presume, different parts of the country, of the world perhaps, and welcome everyone. Just out of the curiosity, is it everyone's first time here? I know that 16 times, we're doing the Sweet 16. No? Yes?
Yes.
Perfect. Then I'm jealous because you have this amazing feeling of the synagogue, of how beautiful it is. But again, I can just stand here and I presume for days can just talk about special essence and presence of Shekhinah here. So, welcome everyone on Zoom and Facebook. We have the service program, and we are going to start with Yine Matov. And also, Gilchrist was not here with us last week, so welcome back. How good and how pleasant it is that brothers and sisters dwell together. Thank you, and it's definitely beautiful to be here with all of you tonight. And on page 126, a prayer of gratitude, slowly and loudly.
I begin with?
Slowly and loudly.
I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no service. But I need them. Throughout my prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, and my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities of my Creator, to love God, to love out each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world. God created and worked to make it perfect. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and bring that vision to life.
Amen. Thank you. Well done. On page 120, we have our blessing for Shabbat, our candles, and tonight I asked Penny to light the candles for us, and we are really happy to see you and Hank here this Friday, and to see that Hank is much better than last Friday. So it's really a beautiful moment of joy and celebration. So we missed you last week. Please come and join us in lighting the candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. As we move through this service and we think about all the Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat, we are on page 130 with Psalm 95. And when we were talking with Gilchrist, which melody should we sing for this beautiful psalm, we just realized there's so many different ones and different names and from different countries, different composers. So we are on page 130. And please join us in singing. I always say that when I'm standing in this pulpit, I can see everyone and I can hear everyone. And I know that there are many beautiful voices, and please join us. Thank you. Beautiful. On page 138, I always think about Tzfat and nature, and now that it's so pleasantly nice and not too warm here. So all of you that on island this first time, it's really chilly actually here tonight, right? I mean, I actually went and I put a long sleeve. So think about Israel, think about north of the country, the green fields, and when the Kabbalists went out, and from where all the idea we spoke last week, and we had beautiful Seder Tu B'Shvat that was created back in that time, in that area, because of the idea of being one with nature. And as we welcoming Queen of Shabbat, we doing it with Lecha Dadi on page 138. Shabbat
לקראת שבת לכווניך, כי מכל הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לכנותי, לקראת קלה, בני שבת לקבלה, לכנותי, לקראת קלה, בני שבת לקבלה. התעוררי, כי ביאורי קומי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני לישכב נקרא לכנותי, לקראת קלה, בני שבת לקבלה, לכנותי, לקראת קלה, בני שבת לקבלה.
Would you please rise?
איש בשלום עטרת מעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לכנותי, לקראת קלה, בני שבת לקבלה, לכנותי, לקראת קלה, בני שבת לקבלה.
Beautiful. Shabbat Shalom. Please be seated. And on page 140, Psalm 92, please join me in reading together in English. A psalm for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a thanksgiving harp, with voice and light together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai. How very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. The righteous bloom like a date palm. They thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They flourish in the courts of our God. In old age, they still produce fruit. They're full of sap and freshness, attesting that Adonai is upright, my rock, in whom there is no wrong. Would you please rise as we continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. התגדל והתקדש מרבם, דלמד יברח יוטה וימליך מלכותה, בחיי חון יומי חון, ובחיי דחון בית ישראל, בהגעה בזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולמי עלמיה יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר, ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו Amen. And we move to page 146.
Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake?
Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever. Please be seated. And the beautiful prayer of, again, my daughter read before beginning of the service about gratitude. So now we again saying thank you. We're grateful that we are blessed to be able to see how day becomes night. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Orei yom v'layla, kolei lor mipnei choshech, kolei lor mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into night. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
As we move through one part of the service to another part of the service, and we are very close to the declaration of our faith, to Shema, we speak again and again about this everlasting love from God to us. We are on page 150 with Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha ahavta, Amcha ahavta.
And just before we move to Shema, there is another poem that I wanted to share with you. And it's called A Celebration of Creation, When God Made the World. When God made the world, God made it full of light, the sun to shine by day, the moon and stars by night. God made it full of life, lilies, oaks, and trout, tigers and bears, and some giraffes. Then God took clay from earth's four corners to give it the breath of life. And God said, "This is very good." Man, woman, and child are all good. Man, woman, child resemble God. Like God we love, like God we think, like God we care. Man, woman, and child, all are good. Shema is on page 152. Would you please rise? Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לאות אפוד בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזו ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם הקדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני Elohechem. Please be seated. Standing on the path of history, we still believe what we were taught. Before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. And the winning way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. We are on page 158 with Mi Kamocha. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom aleinu ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Hashkivenu is on page 160.
Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu lechaim. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu lechaim.
How relevant are these words? Always, and especially now. And may they be answered soonest. On page 163, Veshamru.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Beautiful, thank you. Shabbat Shalom, friends. Let's try it again. That everyone will actually realize that there are people at the synagogue, at the sanctuary. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Much better. It feels like almost every week I'm standing here in front of you and I have a confession that I'm sharing with you. And the confession is, and I'm sure that probably you heard it once or twice, is that rabbis that work in the congregation for many years sometimes have their favorite sermons that perhaps were written some time ago. And they take the base of the sermon and they change it. They take something that's not relevant, they add something that's relevant. So I will be honest with you. Part of this sermon that I will deliver was written many years ago. And I think it was actually even written before my youngest was born. And you will understand why in just a few moments. And while I will be talking about the traditions of Shabbat, small homework for you already, think, what are traditions in your family? So tomorrow we're going to start reading Parashat Yitro, and we are presented with the most important Jewish tradition that we honor to this day. And this is when Moses received the 10 Commandments. And the 4th commandment instructs us to remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. In the Torah, the first time the Shabbat was mentioned was in the first chapter, in the first portion of Breshit. And of course, we all know that God created the world in 6 days and then rested on the 7th day. As with everything in creation, there is wisdom behind this concept of resting on the 7th day. And we know that tradition is important in the history of the family, in the history of a nation, people, but it's also extremely important in everyday lives of young children. We are reminded, and I quote writer Marion Borden from her books, that traditions are always in life, the rituals and customs that build common memories for children, offer comfort and stability in good times and in bad, and create a sense of family identity. So the story goes the following. The principal of the pre-primary that my oldest daughter was in told a story about the Jewish ethos of the school. And the story is about a young girl who was given a picture of 3 different objects. It was a glass of grape juice, a dress, and a sandwich. And she was asked to circle the 2 objects that had something in common. What do you think it was? By logic, it will be a sandwich and a juice because they go together. No, this is the logic. But she chose otherwise. She circled the juice and the dress. When she was asked why she was made such a choice, she explained that the dress was a special dress for Shabbat, and because of her family's regular Friday night Shabbat dinner, when they do all the ritual blessings, this is when she gets her kiddush, then she gets her grape juice. So obviously, this experience that she has every Friday night was very deeply rooted in her mind. And it was so interesting for me to think about it, because we have very different traditions of Shabbat. And we are fortunate to have inherited this commandment to celebrate every single week, again and again, this festival of Shabbat. And it comes with richness and beauty, and for the fact that it gives us another way to provide this kind of stability, this way of identity for our families. The text of this portion does not give us how to celebrate Shabbat. And this is very important core of the Reform movement. And it's something that I identify myself very strongly with, because it is our history and our notion of allowing us to remember Shabbat and to keep it holy. And both the traditions that we may inherit and also those traditions that we establish ourselves and our families. I'm sure that when each of you celebrate Shabbat in your own way. Maybe someone is coming back home and having large Shabbat dinner with the family. Maybe someone is going out with friends to have Shabbat dinner. Maybe someone having Friday night dinner night, a pizza night. And this becomes your ritual of Shabbat dinner. And yes, I did say pizza night. So before you were born, because your mother is a rabbi and I don't have time to cook Friday traditional dinner, in my family we had pizza on Friday nights because this was the quickest that one could get from being the whole day at work. And with years and me doing this, it became that I'm at shul, I came back late, and my family had, pizza and salad. Because we could not have the traditional dinner, the three-course meal and etc. But it became tradition of our family. And no, we're not getting pizza tonight. But by lighting the candles and saying the blessings before taking this first bite of pizza, we still managed as a family to mark the Shabbat and to have blessings over the wine and the challah. And then we make this connection through centuries with something that will allow us to give our children the knowledge of tradition. So on every Saturday, may it be morning, afternoon, or evening, I just suggest that you will block some time and make this special tradition of your Shabbat, of your family, your experience. Because honestly, it is not important that you create the perfect rituals because they do not exist. But then let's create perfect rituals for your family. Shabbat Shalom. We are on page 164 with Tfilat Amidah. Would you please rise? Adonai Safata Tiftach Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ahel Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Koneh Hakol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע. מחלחל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממי ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל HaKadosh. And we continue silently until page 178.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. וטוב עיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Thank you. Please be seated and let's take a moment for our prayers and meditations. And then we continue on the bottom of page 180. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. So if you remember, some time ago when our dear friend Dr. David Sasso came to visit us and we led services together, he introduced his version of Oseh Shalom to all of you. Do you remember that? Yes. And it was very beautiful version. And then we realized that we did not sing it for quite a long time. Therefore, Gilchrist will remind us how to sing it because there is a little bit of us singing and you singing.
Right. Okay, and I'll try to do my best. Probably not as good as Dr. Sasso, but so I sing a phrase, you sing a phrase, basically. I sing a phrase, you sing a phrase, and just repeat after me, okay?
Let's try.
Oseh
Oseh
Shalom
Shalom Shalom.
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 Bimromav.
Bimromav.
Hu yaseh shalom aleinu.
Yaseh shalom aleinu.
Ve'al kol Yisrael.
Ve'al kol Yisrael.
Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Ve'imru amen. Oseh
Oseh.
shalom.
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 Bimromav.
Bimromav.
Oseh
Oseh.
shalom.
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 Bimromav.
Bimromav.
Hu yaseh shalom aleinu.
Hu yaseh shalom aleinu.
Ve'al kol Yisrael.
Ve'al kol Yisrael.
Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Ve'imru amen.
Ve'imru amen. Thank you. Well done. Good job, everyone. You can be very happy because it actually worked beautifully. Next week, I suggested we will do the same, right? Yes. Okay. I feel a little bit like a teenager when they love that one specific song, and then it goes on repeat again and again and again. And then you come to their room and you say, once I also loved that song, but you cannot sing it so many times. I presume this was my cry out as a mother. Friends, we are on page 371 with Mishaberach to all our loved ones that are not here with us and they need our prayers of healing. And we do have a list of names, but if there are names that you would like to mention, then please do so. And perhaps there is someone on Zoom that want to mention any names.
Tim
Yes.
McGaffey.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. משברך אבותינו ואמותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, שרה, רבקה, רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את כל החולים, והקדוש ברוך הוא ישלח במהרה רחמים עליהם, להחלמתם, לרפאתם, להחזקם, וישלח להם מהרה רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף. אשתבהגיע לו בזמן קריב, ונאמר אמן.
Spirit and
We are on page 586 with Elena. Would you please rise, and Martin, Carol, would you please open the ark for us? עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתל גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים יחסד הארץ, ומושב יקר בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגוב מרומי, הוא אלוהינו הילות, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחתינו, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Thank you. Would you please close the ark? Beautiful. Shabbat Shalom. Please be seated. Thank you. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, and those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own ones. And if there are those that you would like to mention, please do so. We remember Arnold Carlin, Albert Frankel, Adam Greenberg, Claire Klein, Howard Cooperman, Norma Levine, Anna Lustig, James Pantanius, Folly Rescott, Samuel Robinson, Gertrude Shear, Harry Teagle, Tessie Soloway, Jenny Tunick, Bernard Turk, Rose Abramson, Norman Altman, Gustavo Ascanio, Leonard Berkman, Faye Bernstein, Adasta Bogler, Lucille Brown, Henry Chakrin, Athol Cohen, Rhoda Corrin, Mila Eisenberg, Josephine Fagenson, Lila Fine, Sam Fisher, Francis Friedman, Beatrice Fox, Saul Furman, Sophie Gertz, Louis Goldberg, Hertzes Goldenberg, Barney Gordon, Joseph Green, Fred Henkin, Rosalind Jones, Jerry Jotkov, Bessie Clyde, Henry Kosterlitz, Rodolph Kronman, Gerald Kerr, Anthony Kurtz, Millie Lazar, Irvin Lerner, Sherry Levine, Esther Levine, Nathan Lipschutz, Lisa Lobel, Sandy Loebner, Morris London, Lillian Lawrence, Sonia Mattis, Hilda Mirkin, Louis Otchik, Janice Orbach, Annette Paradise, Celie Pierce, Alfred Preitler, Florence Reglis, Dolores Ringgold, Herman Roberts, Mark Robinson, Harriet Rosenberg, Maurice Rosenzweig, Faye Rodblatt, Audrey Ruben, Albert Schippo, Elaine Singer, Emmanuel Solomon, Sarah Spectrum, Rosalie Sussman, James Weiss, Marjorie Weiss, Nathan Wicken, Bernard Witten, Rosalind Wolf, and of course all those who were killed in Holocaust and genocide all over the world, and those that lost their lives in the war between Hamas and Israel in the recent months. May their memories always be for a blessing. Would you please rise? We're on page 598. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חיותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחי חון וביום חון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהיה שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעמה ואמרו אמן. יש לה מרה במין שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel and all over the world, and let us say amen. Please be seated. And just before the end of the service, we always know that the world is it's a world of duality, happiness and joy and sorrow. And as we think of our loved ones that are on our Kaddish list, we also move to a more happier note. And as it is first Friday of the month, we celebrate and we mention all those who have birthdays during the month of, I can't believe it's February. During the month of February, you know that it means that Purim is near us, and then Passover near us, and then high holidays again. But to all those special congregants and friends, we wish lots of happiness, lots of health, mazel, and most importantly, to always feel God's presence within. And it's on February 1st, it's Tyler Reese, and February 7th, Liz Migdal. On February 8th, our own Michael Fortes. February 11th, David Aronin. On 17th, Patricia Gruber. February 18th, Samantha Pomerantz. February 22nd, Becky Tunick. February 26th, Neil Pryor. February 26th, Ariel Rosenthal and Lara Rosenthal. And February 27th, Francis Shapiro. And of course, we have also anniversaries. Mark and Patricia Borden on 16th. On 23rd, Herb and Iris Harvitz. And on 25th, Samuel and Sani Steinberg. And if I forgot someone or you're not on the list, please let us know, and we will gladly fix that mistake. And to all of us and to all us that blessed to have children near us, as it's Friday night, I want to offer prayer, priestly benediction. יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוניו פניו אליך ויחונק, יישא אדוניו פניו אליך וישים לך shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God make his face shine on you, and may God be gracious to you. May God turn his face toward you and give you peace. May you always be healthy and happy, because when kids are happy, parents are happy. And may we always be blessed to celebrate many Shabbatot with our loved ones and our families. Shabbat Shalom. And I asked our Vice President, Carol Rich, to give us a few announcements. And after that, please join us for an oneg at the Lilienfeld, where we can schmooze and continue to celebrate Shabbat.
And good evening, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So wonderful to see so many people here. And I just have a couple of announcements. As Rabbi already told us, we have an oneg after this service. I want to remind everybody that on the third Friday of the month, which is February 16th, we have our family service, which starts at 6 o'clock. And we are going to start, hopefully a new tradition, but at the oneg after that service, we will have cupcakes from Heavenly Bites, because we had those one time and it was a big hit. They're the most amazing cupcakes in flavors like lemon and pistachio and strawberry shortcake. So we're going to have that. But the most important announcement I want to make to everybody, and you may have seen it on Rabbi Margolis's Facebook page today, and it will be coming out soon, is that we are finally having a fundraiser this year. And our fundraiser will be on March 17th. That's a Sunday. So Sunday, March 17th, up at Lilienfeld House, and we are having a celebration of Roman Jewish cooking, pairing with the Italians. Some of you may be familiar with them. They have their every Saturday endless party at their warehouse in Bavoni with wonderful pastas and wine. And so Chef Angelo will be coming here, and we will be serving a series of tapas paired with Italian wines to celebrate this wonderful culinary pairing we have between Italian and Jewish foods. And it's going to be a delightful evening. You're going to be hearing a lot more about it. We're going to have silent auction, synagogue tours at the beginning. We're hoping for a great turnout. We will be contacting everybody, anybody who wants to be a sponsor, a donor, take out an ad in the booklet, be a volunteer, or just come and join us and have fun. We welcome you all. So more to come. And pardon me for the long speech about that, but I'm the fundraising event chair, so I have to do that. So Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and thank you, and see you at the oneg. I'm sorry, yes, Jim? Sunday, March 17th, which also happens to be St. Patrick's Day, so it's maybe going to be an Italian, Jewish, Irish fundraiser? I don't know.
And I know that there are some of our congregants that changed their flights because they wanted to be here. So this is the spirit, guys, okay?
And I just also want to mention that this year we are doing an online sort of auction program through Octria. And so even if you can't come, you will be able to actually bid online on our silent auction items in advance of the event and actually in real time while we're there. And that'll be available to everybody through your phones or whatever. So more information to come. There will be digital information online about it, and we're looking forward to a really exciting event.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wanted to say that now we can't think about anything else than to wait until the third service of the month for those cupcakes. But next week it's the second week of the month, second service, and I cannot promise you cupcakes, but I might promise you some surprises next week. Therefore, you have to come here and see what it will be. And our final song for tonight is on page, no, it's not in the book. It's one line that you all know, the most beautiful prayer, the prayer for peace, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. May peace will, it's in the book? 657, thank you so much. Trudy, 657, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Oh, yes. So peace will surely come to us, to everyone. Salam for us and for the entire world. Thank you. Oliver Shalom Aleinu, Oliver Shalom Aleinu, Oliver Shalom Aleinu, Ve'akulam. Oliver Shalom Aleinu, Oliver Shalom Aleinu, Oliver Shalom Aleinu, Ve'akulam. Aleinu ve'akulam. Salam, salam, Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Areva shalom aleinu, areva shalom aleinu, areva shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Areva shalom aleinu, areva shalom aleinu, areva shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Thank you, and as I said, may peace be with all of us, and may we all be blessed to see it coming b'meira very soon. Shabbat shalom, friends. Thank you for joining us. Shabbat shalom.